Okay, so this is pretty overdue. What happened essentially is that I couldn't find the words to say what I want to say in this video, so I kept putting it off, and now we're here. My point is, I should have made this video weeks ago, and I didn't because I was overthinking it. Shocking. But anyways, I recently stopped seeing my first physical therapist because of moving. This video is going up a little bit later because of scheduling stuff, but I had my last appointment with her about a month ago from when this is being posted, and I asked her what her favorite video game is because I wanted to do something like this, and she said Mario Kart. Didn't specify a Mario Kart, and this is just the one that I have best emulation of at the moment. But hopefully this suffices. I am talking while playing, so if I mess up or if I'm talking a bit slowly, that is why. It's because I'm trying to do both things at once. Anyways, yes, I was seeing this physical therapist for like a year, about a little less than a year, around a year. I have fibromyalgia and stuff, and was working on endurance training mainly so that, you know, can handle chronic pain better. Pretty standard treatment for somebody with a chronic pain condition, nothing crazy. But she was very good at her job, and I appreciate her a lot. I was actually pretty sad that I had to switch because of life reasons, because I would, ideally if I could, I would keep seeing her, but it's just not, like, super feasible. I went through a lot of time not being listened to by any doctors or anything, and she was kind of the first, like, provider of mine specifically to really, like, take me seriously. Oh, I just found a shortcut. Yeah, she was the first person to kind of take me seriously in that way, which, if you have a chronic illness, you know that means a lot, because it's hard to be taken seriously. People tend to write people off if they have chronic pain or something, or especially if it takes a while to get diagnosed properly, or if they don't have, like, a clear, like, in-paper medical history of it, which is pretty common for people with chronic illnesses like fibromyalgia and stuff like that doesn't show up on, like, blood tests. But yeah, she was really great. She would always take me seriously whenever I had meetings with her. Was very patient with me. I am autistic, so I can get confused easily, but she was always very patient with me, which is not a given for anybody, especially healthcare professionals. I found really patient about, like, explaining things with me if I wouldn't get it, about certain exercises we were doing. Always kind of monitoring where my pain was at, and letting me have choice over, like, well, we just did something with legs. Do you want to do something with arms now to give your legs a break? Because I'm very susceptible to pain. Encouraging me to, like, take things slower on days where I was dizzy or nauseous, and just very patient with me. And I appreciated it a lot. And I always liked talking to her. She always, I don't know how much of it was genuine, but seemed to take some form of interest in, like, my personal life and stuff, which it helps if you're seeing somebody regularly for a service like that to have some sort of rapport. In my humble opinion, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, talking with me about, like, theater and school and stuff, because of course I was seeing her initially before I graduated, and then a little bit after I graduated high school. I'm sure it does help, that, I mean, I'm 18, she works at a children's hospital primarily. It's mostly children going through there. But it does help to have that kind of rapport of almost being like, this is kind of like a friend who's also helping you medically with something, instead of it feeling extremely clinical, which can be isolating. And oh, fuck. And I appreciate how she handled that. I keep falling. I'm bad at this level. I wonder if I can make that one jump. Haha! Haha! I'm a genius. Fuck. Okay. My bad. Very patient, never made me feel isolated or anything, or like I was weird. I'm aware that my communication can be stilted or confusing to certain people, because I have autism, as I mentioned previously, but she was always very understanding with that and never made me feel misunderstood, which I appreciate. You know, you appreciate feeling understood by somebody who's helping you medically. All of this is, like, good personality peak stuff, but more than anything, like, physical therapy with her has helped a lot. I mean, that and medication. I'm also on medication for pain, but like, definitely physical therapy was a big part of it. Because now, even on days where I may or may not forget to take my meds, I'm still more functional than I was before I was in physical therapy and medicated. And this is stuff that like we did tests towards the end because we were insurance stuff, I don't know. American healthcare system is really cool. But she was doing like checkup tests on like checking where my limits were, basically just to see if it was still necessary for me to even be in physical therapy because however long was on insurance had passed, so we had to do an assessment for proof for insurance to continue care. Anyways, on that, it was like I had improved in pretty much everything. Not like massively for some of them, but like everything was either slightly improved, pretty improved, or at least the same, like nothing went backwards. And I could feel it as well. It felt like I was, you know, I'm doing better across doing physical therapy. This isn't me dissing other physical therapists. I'm sure I probably would have gotten that with other physical therapists as well because the facility is very good and I always saw the other people there having, you know, generally seen positive experiences with the other physical therapists there. But I just think that mine was kind of goated and I liked her a lot. She was great. But anyways, I'm not going to say her name because that feels like a violation of privacy. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to email her this video. So you know who you are. You are appreciated. I appreciate you a lot. I am very sad that I can't continue to see you, but I trust that the new person you set me up with will be good. And hopefully me playing Mario Kart kind of badly wasn't too infuriating for the visual for this. Oh, there's another level. Okay, hold on. There we go. That should have been the last one, right? There we go! Number one, because she's the number one physical therapist. That was corny. Yes, appreciated. I don't know how to end this off. Goodbye. And look, congratulations!